Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Dina, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. And this is exactly why I have over 300 topics at my online TOEFL course right now, is you got to work through your strategies, because you cannot just expect a certain type of independent speaking task. The TOEFL has all kinds of different types of topics that you have to answer. So your question is this one. It says, talk about an important news event that happened recently in your country, describe the event, and explain why it was important. So then your question is, would you tell me the perfect answer for this question? I have no idea about it. Okay. Well, first of all, it doesn't really matter what the question is for the TOEFL. That the strategy here is to identify what you're being asked to do. So there's two parts to this question. The first part here is to describe the event. Remember, this is an important news event. And then explain why it was important. That's the second part of the question. So you want to make sure that you do that. Now you'll notice I put together a response. It's right around 45 seconds, so here's kind of what I would do. And I've put in red certain parts of my topic that tie back to the actual question. You'll see recently the High Desert Daily Press reported, and then I have according to this story, I have this story is important, the news story, and then I say the article. So I've used those key words because they tie back to the question. So that's the main strategy, is whatever you're doing, make sure that the key ideas in your response, they tie directly back to the speaking task that you're being asked to do. Now here's how it sounds in 45 seconds. You ready? Recently, the High Desert Daily News reported that a 77-year-old man from Oak Hills, California was stung by Africanized honeybees or killer bees. According to the story, the elderly gentleman mistakenly disturbed a hive of killer bees which stung him dozens of times all over his body. Unfortunately, the man is in critical condition and is being treated at Loma Linda University. The story is important because it raises awareness about the dangers of killer bees. For example, the news story instructs others who may come into contact with these vicious insects not to disturb their hives. The article also encourages residents who find active beehives near their homes to call a qualified pest control company before taking any further action. And that's it. That's what I would do. That's how I would answer this question. So part of my question deals with describing the story. Then the other part of my question talks about why the story is important. And that's how I would respond to that independent speaking topic.